Welcome, hi. Good evening. How are you? How's the day going? I am kinda, yeah. It's it was kinda bad the whole weekend, and then today a bit better. A tad. A smidge. Not much though. But kinda. Also, is that bad? That's gonna be bad. The voice is kinda back, which is good. I think. The fact that I can speak is good. Other than that, we never know. Why you think? Okay, you think. Why? Why? And yes, it is very slow, which is annoying. But you know, I can't really do anything about it. Chris, hi. You still think? Same. Kinda. Almost. Yeah. Now we have a cab. Good cab. Appreciate it. I'm still taken right there. My nose is non-stuffy anymore. And Grassam, hi. Good morning day to you too. I had a sore throat, a hard sore throat, like really, really heavy 2 days ago. So Saturday, Sunday, all that. And then yesterday, kinda. I forgot if it was yesterday or Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Saturday morning, I woke up really hard to like swallow. It was really painful. So I bought this thing, which you don't know what that is, but that is a humidifier thing. Because when I was in Japan a long time ago, it was a bit better when we had one in the room. So maybe I thought, you know what, let's try that out. And it was kind of cheap, so I'm just testing it out. Oh, Larkham, yes. I get that. I get that. It is Memorial Day. I didn't know that. Grassam, thank you for telling me. I have no fucking clue. There is plenty of mistakes in my videos, probably. What is the mistake that you've seen in the title? But yeah, the how are you is a bit of a weird, vague, wide question. I did went instead of did go. Which one are you talking about? Like YouTube videos? If it's full on YouTube video, I don't know. I don't think I have. God damn. That? Oh yeah, no, that's a fair point. That's a fair point mistake on my end. Yep, 100%. Yes, that is, yeah, that's on me. Yep, not even trying to make a stylistic change. No, 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 no. I made a mistake. Good, 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 good. Yeah, so I'm gonna fix that after. That's gonna be fine. The thing about like how are you, as you said, I do agree with that. It could be like it could be a lot worse, but it could be a lot better all the time, most of the time. Um, though it for me it's usually the same thing. As long as I'm not dying, I'm fine. So fine is good. Fine is always fine. And therefore I am always dying. That's how human works. But actively dying, then we're good. As in last week, I was sick, kind of dying. Um, yeah, so I was dying faster last week. Now it's better, so I'm fine. That makes sense. I had to do some changes or some things in the flat again. I bought some materials and then I fucked up my measurements again because for some reason my brain, even though I took and made a plan for the thing, Techie, hi, welcome on in. I fucked it up. I have a thing in the corridor that is behind me, right there. Um, that is like a ceiling cabinet type of thing, like a storage unit kind of thing, right in above my head, which is not very high, but still has like something, and it's a manual or manually um like activate, not manually activated. It's manual. That's it. That's the word. It is a manual thing. So it has 3 pane of wood, and I just need to push one, move it to the side, to then access to the rest of the things. But it's like on the ceiling, so if there is something on top, it's kind of heavy. So what I said I would do would be to build something that makes these panels slide better. So I added like a rail, an aluminium rail on each side, and then I bought some wood to make sure that the wood panels would be brand new, all of that. And when I asked the store to cut the wood to the right size, I said I need 360 by 80 because that was one of my first not memory, but like the thing that I was remembering. But when I arrived at my flat, my brain said, "You fucked up. You messed up one thing," and so I thought, and technically the opening is 175, so 380 is like a bit more than 175, and I don't know why I said that. I should have paid attention. Anyways, I spent a good hour cutting one of the panel by hand with a saw that is not supposed to be used by hand, which is kind of weird. Do I have it? Yes. Stony, hi. That, which you probably can't really see, but this is like an oscillating saw, like something that is supposed to work with a power tool. That's the handle. That's the thing that I use, and I only have that to saw through USB panels of 80 centimeters. So that's that was a pain. And GK, hi, good morning, good day, good time zone, all that. So that was all right. Cool. I'm gonna test that out. So that took a long time. I think I saw through maybe a third of the panel. I went on both sides at the same time to like meet in the middle, and then that pissed me off. So I decided to just stab it in half. But because it is some sort of a plywood thing, right? It's stacked wood on top of each other, and then glued and all that. So when I snapped it in half, some of the plywood thing went out, so it's absolutely broken. But it's still too big, so I can fix it. Beige, hi, good morning, good day, good night. I mean, it's the morning for you, anyways, at 3. But yeah, feels high.
Phil's just resubscribed for 18 months. AAOAYES.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the resub, Phil. I appreciate it. Welcome back. 18 months. That's a lot of months. Appreciate it. And Bento 3D. Yeah, I think we looked at that. I mean we used the grid one as a reference for Stoney's website for something, but we didn't check that which I'm guessing. Ooh. Didn't check the 3D version. We only checked the grid version. But it's the same thing, yeah. I guess it's pretty useful if you are someone who is using boxes and drawers and you need like some compartments that needs to be a very specific height. You can just do that, and then you say, well, I need that plus maybe 2 small one on this side, and that way you can 3D print that, and yeah, that's pretty useful. I didn't know it was 3D when we tested it last 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago now. But yeah, that's pretty useful. That's pretty useful. Yeah. I mean, for you, if you're building, I'm guessing, boxes for keyboards, this could be really, really useful to get like a basic box stuff. But yeah, if you are someone who is like actively printing organization things, that's useful. So yeah, so that happened. Going back to the making measurement wrong again. So I need to go back to the store again, and I need to rent a power tool again. Larkham, you might make it like right in the middle. God damn. Like right there. Good job. So yeah, that's a fucking annoyance. Like I need to rent a fucking power tool again, and then cut the fucking thing again in the right dimension, which I will probably fuck up again, knowing myself. But that's a start. I need to use the thing that I bought because I spent like 120k. Not 120k. God damn it, 120 euros on materials on Saturday. So That was expensive. Anywho, other than that, I I have some French company that I explained what happened, but they contacted me again. So without showing you, I'm just gonna give you an email timelines, right? I said that in the past, but I applied to the position. They came back to me, I think, 2 weeks later, on April 12th. On April 13th, I replied with the design test things that they asked for. And then on May 3rd, so April 13th, on May 3rd, they sent me an email saying, we really like what you've done on the user test. We would love to have a call to have a meeting to discuss it. Would you be able to come to the office this Friday something? And I said something on May 4th, so the next day, along the line of, well, I'm currently living in Japan, so it's gonna be kind of complicated to come to the Paris office. And it was May 4th. Today, May 27th, they sent me an email saying, would you be available this Thursday or this Friday for a call? So I'm gonna reply later. Maybe I say yes, I don't know. But if they take, May 4th, May 27th to reply to an email, they apologize for the late reply in the emails anyway, so that's a good thing. But still, the amount of time that they took in between my application, their first reply, my first reply, their second reply, and now the organization of having a meeting to discuss what happened in the test. I said that last time, but I don't know if I want to be in a company that takes so long and be under the supervision of that specific person. That just, I don't know, either has a lot of things to do, like really a lot, and they don't have time, which makes sense, or they just have a hard time organizing, which is fine, but yeah. Also, they are like really far away from my Paris flat, so because they want to be mostly in office work, I don't know how I feel about it. So if I have a call with them, I'll see if I can manage like a mostly remote thing. You know, maybe we'll see. But Larkham, yes, that's a fact. If you change your username, that's not gonna work. But also, I feel like this is your best score ever. 99.25. I think you've done that before, but I think this is the closest. I think it is. GK, let's see if it works. So yeah, so that's fun. We'll see if that works. If it's so close. Sorry. See if it works. The other company, again, that said we are fast and we are fast moving and hiring. they didn't. They're not fast. That's what I'm gonna say. They they said that now, I think a month ago, because we planned the entirety of the thing on April 26th, and on the April 27th we had like a meeting or something close to that. So maybe let's say March 1st ish. No, not March. May 1st, we had the meeting, and then I sent them a nudge email on May 17th. It's now May 27th, so 10 days later, and still haven't heard from them. So I guess that's not gonna happen. But like, if I'm taking the French as a generality, the other one are just, I mean, the other one will like 3 weeks, 1 month here and there. So maybe this one is fast the same way. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, no news for that. And then the Japanese company. So I don't know if I said that. I think I said that on Friday, but whatever. I went to my first ever Japanese language course with a teacher on Thursday. I'm going back on Thursday. I said that, and she graded me to an N2 level for understanding and speaking, and then she graded me to an N5 and 4 level for reading and writing. And so I sent that to the company, the Japanese company that I really like, this morning, and they replied immediately, as in, "Oh, this is great news. Thank you for letting me know. I will keep you posted on the rest of the things." So maybe it's a plus. I don't know. But yeah, that's the thing. It's really weird. But we'll see. We'll see how things happen. I'm gonna check how things go with the teacher on Thursday, and my Duolingo is now finally, finally entering the speaking at work territory. So I will have soon the ability to know some words that are company related, and which is, I think, to me, more important and interesting. So we'll see. I also made, not a mistake, but also an executive decision on my end to sell some of the PC part that I had. And yesterday, 2 days ago, I think it was on Friday, whatever. No, on Saturday, I put on the Craigslist equivalent in France, I put a listing for my GPU, my graphics card, and my power supply at the same time. And one guy sent me a message almost immediately saying, "Are they still available? And can I get both?" Like, send me a message just for one of them, but like, just ask, "Can I get both?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, of course." And he asked, "When are you free? Are you free tomorrow?" I said, "Yes, I'm here specifically." And he said, "Well, if you don't sleep early, I can come take them now." I was like, "All right, let's do that." Okay, hi, good morning, good day, good midday, how are you? So that happens. Sadly, when I'm looking at the price I paid for the GPU and the price I sold the thing, I'm kind of sad because I spent 1.6k for the GPU and I just sold it for $200. So that's a massive drop. But also, I just need to get rid of it. So that happened. Le Bon Coin, that's the only thing that is similar to Craigslist. Technically, it is like single user listings, if I can say that. But yeah, that's I'm pretty okay. I didn't. That's the thing. Not with this one. This one was mostly for streaming in the beginning, streaming in Blender, and then since I went to Japan, I didn't take it with me, obviously, and it just stayed here for like a year with no use. And streaming from the Mac is mostly good. It's not the greatest, but it's mostly good, and it works. So yeah, also Dota. Hi, good day. How is you? So that happened. I try to sell other things, but it doesn't. It's not there. Like I have shoes and shit that needs to be sold that I don't want to go in Vinted, which is another personal listing things. So yeah, I don't. I forgot that Memorial Day was today, and Grassam reminded us earlier. So yeah, Singek, hi, welcome on in. How are you? How's your day going? Yeah, other than that, yeah. Stoney, you said something earlier that I didn't see. I think. No, you didn't. You said that's what you said, which makes sense. Yes. Yes, that makes sense. I have something for you, Stoney. So, gonna see if I can do that. I don't think I can. I can't. Cool. Hear me out. Hear me out. And yes, please send the link, Dora. Let me resend the link so that I can just click on it. Or type it. So, my ID, Stony, is this. Let's say you have all of your layers that you know when things are going to stack together, right? So, you know that most of the time in 99% of the situations on your app, the most levels of stacking is going to be like one model with a model on top, maybe. So you have like 3 levels. And for security reason, let's say we go to like, I don't know, z-index 10, just security reason. But the ID is kind of different than what you said. So my thing is, let's say you have your plane of existence, which is your z-index 10, which right now in that example is z-index 2. And then you have a model, a pop-up, something that comes that needs to be displayed above your main content. And so my idea is that it's going to be slapped on top of the initial thing. Therefore, I kind of want to have the initial main plane to go down so that you have the elements that is the higher in the hierarchy of the index staying the higher. And then when the thing is going away, then everything is going back by 1 level. So if you had multiple stacks, like I didn't do that, but if you had multiple stacks, let's say you have a level above that, like another model that comes on top of this one, then this one would go in Z0, this one would go in 1, and there is the other one in 2. That is the idea. The goal with that is to define a system based on the positioning of the elements to like technically make sure that we can have some it's just, I think, for, as I said, I think the maximum stack that you can have is probably 5 layers, but that's about it. And that would be only for the main content where things can be stacked. and also to ensure like the readability of things. What's the point of this? That's a great question. There's no point of this. No, kidding. If um, let's say you had, let's do that with god damn, every time. Let's do that with a slate something, right? Slate 8 is usually, I mean, slate 8 is usually our main card, so let's do slate 8 on this one. And I'm just gonna go with pure black on this, just for the sake of seeing things, you know. Um, and so here, the idea is that when the thing is going lower, it's gonna be darker, and or we could make that like even darker if you want to, but like just for the sake of checking things. And then let's just take these and do the slate 8 on that. Let's do 100%. See, the idea have a good rest of your evening, maybe see you later. So the idea is if you have an element that comes on top, you can't see really the difference, so you are pushing it down, and because it is lower, it goes darker. So there is two options. It can either go darker or it can go with opacity based on the foreground level things, which result in the same thing. That's to kind of avoid the full screen things. I know you can do a -1 z index, but the plan is to not do that. The plan in my head is to limit the z index things, because the some of the thing that I'm seeing from devs, and to me, front end devs that don't know what they're doing entirely, is usually you're going to do a z-index 1000 to ensure that the thing is going to be on top of everything, like just making sure. Though it's, if you plan ahead and it's good enough and you know that your levels are in between z-index 0 and z-index 10, and that thing is supposed to be above your z-index 0, then it's just needing to be z-index 1. That is my plan, or that's how I see things. It's the same thing as corner radius 100%. That kind of makes no sense in a way. I know that that is how it works. I'm just redefining how it can be utilized to also impact styling of the element. That's my plan. And Stony, no. If I design the model or pop-up, I kind of don't want to have a full screen backdrop overlay thing on top. That makes no, I mean, it makes sense, but it also doesn't make sense. It's also a more subtle thing to be able to soften the rest of the interface based on what is on top. Yeah. And feels, yes, I know how z-index works. I know how it works. I'm just thinking about how to make things easier. I mean, maybe this representation is a bit like not too complex, but like kinda. Just go straight here and skip this one. Maybe. It's not really it's not really a CSS thing. It's more of a behavior definition on children of things. So if I had, let me reopen this thing because that's the thing that I wanted to kind of take a look at today, but whatever, we can do something different. If I'm using that as a reference point, the foreground, like everything that is dark, very dark, is going to be at z index 0. That's always going to be there and it's never going to change. So it can be kind of fixed and it's going to just stay there, whatever. The rest of the elements that are clickable in that situations, these are not really impacted by the z-index except the menu right here because it has a model that pops on top of it. Technically, it pops on top of the entirety of the page, but it pops on top of the avatar, kinda. The rest of the things, not really. So, what I'm thinking is that in the main card, it could have everything. Have a good rest of your day, Phils. In everything, in all of your stack of your main card, any element start, instead of being at z-index 0, they all start at z-index 10. And if there is something that needs to be on top of something else, then everything else is just dropping down by 1. And if there is something needing to be on top of that, then everything is going down by 1. And so with 10 layers, I think we should be fine. And that would implies that if there is something that is not virtually, but like going on top of the rest of the content afterward, like a model, for example, or pop over or something, then everything else just dropping by 1. And then defining that each element that are using the background property, if their z-index is at 10, then their background property is at like slate 8. If their z-index is at 9, then their background property is going to be at 6. If it's at 8, then the background is going to be at 4, and so on and so forth. So that everything is going to be darker automatically if something else is going on top. Does that make sense? Yeah. The idea is to get colors, technically colors right now in that example, through the z-index property, because it is, and I'm thinking of it this way, because it's not as easy to say, okay, I have a thing at z-index 0, and I need something on top, which is z-index 1, cool, and I need something on top of that, which is z-index 2. And then let's say that the z-index is paired with a color behavior. If z-index 0 is the sole only z-index on the page, then it stayed at 8. But if there is a z-index 1 on that page, then the z-index 0 is going to take the property of something else, which is another color scheme. And that behavior was weird. So that's why I kind of want to go at 10 and bump things down, because the logic behind it is kind of not working. So yes, kind of. All right, cool. It is kind of layers, but it's just that it is stacking elements, and because of the stacking element is what I kind of have in the index front end for me. Like if I'm stacking things, I'm using the z index to stack them. But they are layers, yes, kinda. And the idea is to ensure that everything that is on the closer to you is always the brighter thing. So let's say you have like a card right here that is popping on top of that, which right now is popping here. Let's do that. That would say that now that it's on top, and because I always want to have my background to be that color, then that kind of means that this one is going to need to go darker just to accommodate for that difference. I don't think the flex and order things would make it more complicated, Chris. Not necessarily. I mean, it could, but not necessarily. When the that's the reason why I was saying it is easier to tie the property of background, like tile background is defined by the z index or the positioning in the DOM of the element or the layer. So if you have like a card that is at the same level as the background, that it's the same kind of the same color, so that it doesn't bother you or bother anything. Um, so make a real thing that has 5 elements and use 5 levels. Well, yeah, we can do that. We could do that. So if I were to, I think I need to do that. Damn. That's a bit of a mess. Um, so let's say that this one is the one that we want to be the brightest one, which is our 5th level up. And that means that this one is going to have our 6 probably. This one is going to be our 4. This is going to be technically 3 or 2. And then the most further back is going to be 1. So when you have, these are bad when it comes to nesting. So I'm just going to not nest them. I don't think, I mean, the keeping it in Figma is a simple way of seeing it. But that's basically the idea, making sure that, for example, let's say I'm just going to duplicate this one. For some reason, the So I need 5 layers based on what you said, based on what I have here. And your ID is just that. So if I click on that, I'm going here, which is going to be a smart animate, for example, for now, whatever, for 20 with easy in and out, so that we're good. If I click, I'm going there, same thing. If I click, I'm going there. If I click back on this one, I'm going on the last one. I think that's fair to say. And so the ID is going to be on my first level right there. I want this, 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 this to be the slate 8. That's the level. So anything else that is supposed to be on top. So that, technically, yes. I could just do that. Yes, that's a fair point. That is gonna be hidden. So then this. Technically not this one. God damn it. Ashley, hi. Good day. I feel fine. Kinda. I'm trying to count, but it doesn't work in my head. God damn it. This no, it did work. God dang. I miscount on one of them. Yes, Chris, I did kind of wanted to talk about it at some point, but yeah, pick out. No, I am not. I've been sick since I came back. That is what happened. So yeah. Okay, I think I have something. Also, hi, cat. So the ID, also, this is kind of broken, but whatever, is this. If you have another element that comes in, the background is going to be darker, and it is based on its position or positioning in the entire tree of elements. That's the ID. So instead of having a full screen overlay that is coming on top of, it's going to be, it's not necessarily going to be for the, like, how can I say that? It will happen to be applied on the components, but differently. Stony, yes, kinda, not really, almost. That's why I kind of want to have the things set. I'm gonna use the index again because it makes sense, but like the fact that my layers is always in the index 10, and then anything that comes on top push the things back by 1. And so when something else comes on top, it pushes the things back by 1. The idea with that is to ensure that the thing that is the closest to you will always be the brightest. And the reality of things, as I said in the beginning, is that you most likely rarely will have more than 3 layers. So the stack itself doesn't really go further down. And it's mostly just for the backgrounds of elements. So if you have something that is in its main card, which this isn't the main card, which Sony is calling content, if something goes in main card above content, so the index from 0 to the index 1, then main card background is going to be just deeper in color in order to make it less bothering, and we don't have to have a full screen overlay. That's the idea. But it's in, yes, Stony, kinda. Kinda. Which I know is a bit of a complicated thing, but also not really. Because if it's if you think like this with the drop down being in the index, it makes sense, but it's also encapsulated in something, and the z index is encapsulated in its parent z index. What I'm talking about is mainly, right? Hi, welcome on in. What I'm talking about is that mainly the elements that are structural elements, as in main card, main tiles, most bigger model, are going to just stack to each other and then change color of the background in order to like affect and or impact depth without having to have a full screen overlay, which technically is the same thing. But when I'm doing that, I'm still keeping the importance of the navigation to the same, like to the same levels. And the only thing that happens is that the main content that is supposed to be read, or the most important, like visibly interesting to the user, is going to be the thing that is popping up on top of the main content. But the navigation is also as important, if not more important, and still as important, so it stays at the same level. But it's more and mainly for structural thing. So yeah. An hour of my time is 800, not 80. You forgot a 0. There, that's the yeah. I mean, with 80, you can get like a 10-minute call, maybe. Not even. And Dora, it's not proper color scheme choosing for the scale. It's mostly tying the color scale to something that could reflect the stacking of elements. And so I know that things are stacked in CSS with the index. And so that just means if you want the behavior that I thought with starting at Z10 and then just going down, like instead of doing things stacking them on top of each other, which is the current behavior, like going back and dropping things underneath each other makes more sense when it comes to the implementation compared to, let's say you have everything at Z0 and then you do a Z1 because you have a model that goes on top of something, then everything that has Z0 needs to change. Whereas if you just move them down and it's tied to something, it kind of works.
TG underscore Khalil raided my stream with 19 viewers.
How? Also, hi, welcome on in. Thanks a lot for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome back. How was the infinite stream? What happened? Hey, hey, hey. That was a long stream. Also, Conrad, hi, welcome on in. Thanks a lot for the resub. Appreciate it. And Droopy, or Droopy, or hi. So yeah, let me just try to do that. Also, 1 second. If you're new here, I'm AOA, I'm the helping designer. I'm currently trying to mindfuck devs with z-index behaviors. So it's a weird thinking that I've had for a long time, and we're talking about that. We're talking about a lot of things, but hi. For those of you who don't know Khalil is a co-working streamer working on design and dev. Did you start dev? I don't know if you started dev. So yeah, if you're into co-working, go there, check that. Listen to music, watch cats on stream. It's pretty useful. And yeah. I mean, if you want something that is not real time, it's gonna be on stream, Radgo, and therefore you need to be okay with it being public. Otherwise, my prices are my prices. That's how it is. And Dota, yes, I do agree with that. With the fact that in terms of devs will not want to have CSS everywhere. That makes sense. But you know. Let me rechat because I'm slow. There we go. Everything is fine. I mean, I've been sick since I've been here, but I did it. It's better today, so let's say good. Yes. So everyone is working on No Mercy clone. I appreciate that. That's good. That's good. So yes, it's a thinking thing, and it's also a discussion. It's not like it should work like this. It's just how I have things in my head and how we could have some like layering factor impacting styling of elements rather than currently the thing that happens is, or most of the time, is going to be if we have, we go back here. If we have an element that comes on top of something, there will just be a layer in between the two without even having like a z-index or of some sort. It's just going to be that. And that specific thing is going to be black. And that's it. It's going to be black with an opacity of like, I don't know, 60. And that's going to darken the background. And so if that happens, and then you have another element that is coming on top of that, then you're gonna get this with the exact same behavior, right? To darken the things. Therefore, it it you're stacking your layers of overlays, and that's kind of bad, in a way. Like it's just at the end of the day, the result is worse than what I'm just proposing in a way. But yeah. G from Augmented Reality Dual System Game G, she's getting the 920 by 1080 game user interface into the sister mirror UI, basically making the UI of the PC game translated into a design for the compatible app. You have the UI completed on desktop and the translation of the design into the phone screen. I see. I mean, just read the human interface design guidelines. That I think that's the way to go for you right now. You're gonna need to go there. Like that's about it. They're not much more than that. Just you go in there, you take yeah, she's in ads, but also, you know. um, God damn it. No. Is it material.com? It is. That. Kinda. Almost. Close.
Ratgirl underscore IRL 666 just resubscribed for 2 months. I return.
See, that's how we do. That's why we have ads. Thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. Maddie, hi. Good day. How is you? So, check that and check that. Check these two. That's four. Check these two pages, websites, things that is kind of needed if you just want to know how an iPhone screen works. Just go in there, look at how things are supposed to be behaving, and you should be good. Like that. That should be enough. The personally speaking, these ones, the Apple one, are shit. The guidelines are great. The website is the most frustrating things that I have read because nothing is good in there. There's like explanation of things, but it's mostly, I feel like it's mostly made for almost for devs, but not necessarily for designers that want to design based on the iPhone, which is really weird. So, debatable. The the resources that they have for Sketch here are now outdated, and the newer one are gonna be the one that you have on Apple's profile in Figma. So this thing, if you just want to explore how things are visually, just go on their Figma profile and check out what they have, which is pretty good. It's not the best, but it's pretty good. And yeah, I think that's all you need, technically speaking. Like, yeah, trying to think, but I think that's about it. Like that's all you need to ensure that you understand how apps works, and how designs for screens are. I know that for a lot of people that are coming from like print and that are going into digital for apps and all things, a lot of them have the issue of, oh, I don't know how to do that. I don't know what I should do when it comes to like iPhone screens or Android screens. That makes no sense to me. Maybe there is a thing that you can transpose from what you know today into your design principle in a phone. So for print people, what I usually say is that if you have designed a flyer in the past, it's kind of the same thing. Your phone screen is basically a flyer. It's just a bit less wide and a bit taller, but that's about it. It's a tall flyer, and that's about it. And some people with that mentality kind of find a way to make things work. They forgot like button links and all that because on print you don't have that. But still, it's an option. And so for you, maybe I don't know, but maybe you have worked on Minimap or you have worked on inventory or you have worked on other things that are in games that are or have been condensed elements that needed to just be displayed on the side or something, and you can use that as a base. Maybe. Um, yeah, so that could work. Every time I need to go back into chat and read chat. Um, God damn. And yes, GK, having a click me button on a flyer, that's not good. Jonathan, hi, welcome on in. How is he? Good lunchtime kind of situation? Um, the hair is pretty good today. I do agree with that. It's still kind of green, which matched the t-shirt, but it's also kind of gray, which I like. Um, so yeah, I think that's what you need to do. Let go. I think that's the basic. So explore these if you want to. Explore this one as well. The material design is pretty good. And then again, because you're building like a companion app, remember that the companion app needs to mainly do what the companion needs to do and nothing more. So don't try to implement things because it is in the game or it has or it could be cool to have the ability to do the thing on the phone. No, it's a companion thing. It's not supposed to do everything. So just keep that in mind. GK, no, that's false. Though, though, I was editing some videos today, and haircut makes a big difference. I have hair now, and I'm gonna keep the hair as long as I can. But goddamn, some of the cuts in Japan kinda killed the face. Goddamn. Yes. Yes, 100%. Oh, GTR is cool. I'm gonna go back, GK. I'm gonna go back in Japan, and maybe I will be visually less happy, but internally more happy than I'm here. I don't know. Um, Anywho, there is this thing also, but whatever. So yeah, that is weird behavior. I do agree, but yeah. And Stony, for the thing that you just said, or kind of that you said a second ago, um, the theming behavior to me kind of need to be integrated properly in here. Therefore, it will be integrated in the app as well for you. But I kind of want to make sure that it works. The Z index thing that we talked about, no. Though the theming is necessary, as I previewed, showcased. If I were to have that this, zoom in, this has a texture and it's darker than the main card. Here, the texture is not visible and it's brighter than the main card. So, have a good look. You know. So that's what I'm talking about. It's just like the hierarchy of information in light mode has been defined on these things, for example, on these things as well, but not really on the theming level for containers. I can call them containers, cards, background, tiles, things, whatever. But technically speaking, instead of switching on a one-to-one transposition, which is the case right now, right? This is a one and this is a one, so that it just flips. Technically, it should be the opposite, and it's gonna be, and I showcased that last time, but it's basically gonna just do that. Like that's all we need as a change to ensure that the background is still gray and it's the darkest thing on the page, and the main card is the brightest thing on the page, which is gonna be pure white kinda. But yeah. Ashley, have a good dinner time, I guess. What job did you apply for? Also, happy to see that you are applying to jobs. That's fun. But yeah, my buttons are different and the icons are too big. Well, these are pages and these are tabs. So yes, obviously they are different. Have fun eating. I know, Stony, I know. It shouldn't have been if if you uh if you followed that, because that's what I did mainly. The main behavior is just a reverse, which is what happens on Radix, and that's what I don't like because a reverse is just not true. It's the same thing on Tailwind. The Tailwind colors are kind of the same switch. That just makes no sense. So it's more for precise changes, and that's one of the reasons why we have in the component section things, as in everything. We are going from an alpha 6 in dark mode to a dark in light mode, or like from an alpha 8 to a solid 8. So it's different, but it's the same kind of color. So that these viable changes and definitions have been defined for a long time. Stony specifically, and I know you don't really have access to them. You do have access to them, but you don't have an easy access to them. And the navigation of these is just annoying as fuck, unless I was to pay for the organization level of Figma. Therefore, it would be easy for you, but that's not a thing. Yeah, you have 4 sets of each color. You technically don't, but yes, Fridis, hi, welcome on in. Good evening. It is 4 sets, but it's not 4 sets.
Fruitus Eater just resubscribed for 23 months.
23. God damn. God damn. Good job. Light, dark, and forced light or dark. I mean, light, dark theme or forced light or forced dark. That feels like a not good thing on your end, Sturdy. I'm not gonna say that I know more front end than you, which is not the case, but that feels weird. I don't understand why you have forced light and forced dark. If in what you're saying, or what I understand from what you're saying, are light mode and forced light modes the same, or are they different? Because if they are the same, I don't understand why it's not just picking up that array of themes. Right, girl, don't worry about it. It's fine. You just type too fast for me. From your preference, and then I have the force override when you are in light mode, but you want dark mode. Yeah, but they are the same colors, right? So if my system is in dark mode and I switch it to light, then Figma, for example, is just, sorry for the flashbang, just switching back to its system related, because it is currently set to system. And if I go back to dark mode, it's just going back to dark mode. But then if I had to, and like after that, I don't understand why you have two of the same thing. That's the thing that I have a bit of an issue understanding it. I feel like it's just like check system. If system is light, then display light. If user switch to dark, then use dark, whatever. Like we don't really care if the system is light anymore. It's just like void. I don't know. Void or override system by user preferences. Therefore, system is not checked and just user preferences are checked. I once again, I don't know shit, so I don't know, but that's why I don't really understand. Yes, Radgar, I did read it. I did read it. And you're welcome for making you feel like a normal human. Right here. Appreciate that. If your PC is set to light, it backlights. If you want dark, I have to override the default choice by the browser. Yes, that's what I'm saying. And GK, yes, I agree with that. Yeah, I really feel like it's kind of weird to me that this is like this toggle right here is system level themes, and Figma is currently set to like system level themes, I think. Right, system default. But then if I go into dark and I define dark, and then I switch that to light mode, then Figma doesn't go back and doesn't change again. So that's the behavior, I think. But I really don't understand. Yeah, it doesn't. The implementation of Figma, I do understand. Like, it's either you have a set defined color scheme, which is either light or dark, or you use the third one, which is based on system. And to me, that's the behavior that I kind of want to have. And also to me, that this is just because the light mode system and the light mode like the light mode stock it, something doesn't work in my understanding of how things work. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But going back to you specifically, I think. I mean, same thing here, right? I'm not. If I go into light mode, like Twitch doesn't switch. It's not gonna just switch that. Twitch just have these two abilities. It's either in dark mode or in light mode, and that's about it. It's not depending on system preferences. So are you in view dash dev dash view? You know that Seke used Twitch in light mode. You don't have 20 colors in light and dark. That is not true. Give me give me the URL. That's what I'm waiting. I'm not looking at the VS Code file that you probably sent me on Discord. Which one you want? Dev.view or view-dev or yeah. What do you mean it's too long? Well, fuck off. The only thing that I'm saying is that you have dark mode, light mode theme switch right there. And I think it's in preferences. If I switch to system, right, and then from here I'm switching to light mode, it switched to the things. That makes sense. It's just the switch that doesn't it's it it it's that doesn't make sense to me, because system light is the exact copy of light and system dark is the exact copy of dark. But you are saying that you have light, dark, and theme, which theme is system. And I don't understand why you have three different things when technically the on off of one is just an override of something that to me should be easier. I'm trying to, Estonia, I'm not saying you're dumb or whatever, right? You know that. I'm just trying to understand why you need an override. That's the thing that I don't get. It's probably because I don't know, as always, right? It's usually the same thing. I don't fucking know. So, but to me, it's just like we have light theme and dark theme, and by default, it's behaving based on the user preferences on the system. So, if the user system is light, we are loading light mode. If the user system is dark, we're loading dark mode. And to me, as soon as the user define either light or dark, then it just stop checking system preferences, and that's how I think it should be done. But I don't know. I'm probably wrong again. So let me check the CSS file. Yes. Have a good meeting. I'm still streaming, yes. But other than that, have a good rest of your day. Like, mm, that's really bad. That makes no sense to me. GK, no, I never said that. Do you? Um, yeah, we have the prefers color scheme dark and prefer color scheme dark again, which I feel like what you're checking is that, and probably that's what Dora is saying. If which, by the way, Dora, you are gonna need to resend the link that you sent earlier because it's now far away and I can't really access it. I'm gonna need to click on that. So your media is checking the user preferences, but the color scheme that has been defined by the users is the light scheme. Therefore, that is what is going in. Is that what you're saying? I gotta dig through the chat history. Fine, 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 fine. Can't even do that. God damn. That, which you just sent. Appreciate it. Just, I need it here so I can not lose it again. So, that link is basically what I'm doing, but I don't have just one color for light and dark. You do. You do. I understand. But you technically do. Like, dark theme blue and dark theme purple, to me, once again, I don't know, but I need Figma. I need that. I need the behavior and the representation of that. To me, it's this. I have we'll call it one. Let's just call that like that, and then let's do that in pure dark mode. And then you have color 2, whatever. Let's keep the thing rolling. If you have a purple, you would have purple here, and then you would have, I don't know, your blue and all of that. And what I'm saying is that if you just have that in like your array of colors, and you have that in switched, meaning that this, let's say that this one is now that, and this one is, god damn it, different now light mode, it's a switch. So what you're saying, or what I understand from what you're saying, is that here you have theme light red, and then you have a duplicate of that is theme light orange, and then you have a duplicate of that is amber, whatever, right? And then you have a duplicate of the thing again that is called theme dark red, theme dark orange. And every time it's a fucking full list of what the theme is, when to me, technically to me, you should have theme light accent color available with all of the colors viable options in light mode, and then theme dark accent colors available, all of the colors in this in two different, as I just did here, in just two things. And it's just user is pointing into purple, cool, so we are displaying light mode purple, and then user is displaying into purple, so we're displaying color like dark mode purple. But blue is in the same array of colors available, because you will end up with the same thing. Yeah, and that's the thing for god damn it, Daisy? Is that Daisy UI thingy? Ish, kinda. I don't think you do, Stony. That's the okay. So sorry. Before I go back to that link, I think you have that. Like, to me, maybe once again, maybe I'm wrong. I don't fucking know. I feel like this is what's supposed to happen when you like when the thing is. So it is like if user define move through, or technically for you, it's gonna be if not user defined, then default to system. If user defined, then move to the definition that the user have done. So I to my knowledge, which is limited, again, I'm repeating myself, I know, but that if else behavior of the if else kind of just work to me. Like, if it's not user defined, then you system check, and then you choose which one is based on system. If it is user defined, then the system check doesn't happen, and you use what the user has defined. I think, but once again, I still need the auto and the force version of light and dark mode, which is not really. I don't think I don't understand why. I'm trying. I'm trying to understand why you say that you need the thing. You probably could, Chris. And it is automated, but I can just target the colors theme with all their own classes instead of using red, gray, or blue. I don't think we're going to spend that much time on theming with Stony, but I just yeah, because your thing is a theme creator, which is splitting the color and defining the hue and all the things. which is not exactly what Stony. I mean, kind of. It's not exactly the thing, because we have extremely defined colors for each hue and each themes. So it's a tad different, but it is the same. I think, to me, Stony, I just want to understand why this is not how the forcing thing works. I mean, if you sent it to the same company, you're good. And just send them an email saying that you meant to send that to someone else in the company, that you already resend that same email to that same person that you wanted to. But that way you have like a good, you make a first impression to that sales rep as well as the person that you wanted to send the thing to in the first place. Basically, light and dark have the theme variables, and then I have a class for each color for light and dark. I know it's a complicated mess. I just want to understand. That's where I am. I think, Dora, I think the BG accent one would technically do something along the line of the BG light accent one and BG dark accent one. But it's the definition of the accent that is kind of more complicated. Not really, but kind of. But it's basically what I have right here, which is if at this level, at the page level, if my current accent is violet, then everything that was currently green is now switched to like this purple violet thing right there. If my accent is gray, then it just goes into gray. If my accent is accent, then it just get green. Teal, technically. But I'm still not understanding. Still not understanding that. And Stony, I thought you sent me like a link thingy, but no. It would be so much easier if I just say fuck auto light and dark and pick one. So technically you don't, Stony. Technically you don't. I really think you over-engineered the theme, which I appreciate because it works great. Right? Let's be honest here. Your theming things works really good. But yeah. I mean, it's technically the same thing. I think it's similar, at least. Let's say that is similar. God damn. I forgot about that. 1 second. Why though? That's the question that I have. Like, why? 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 One second. Ah. Sorry, my computer is kind of dying on the side. You can't see it, which is good. But and same thing. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. It is vibrating, you know. That's the same issue as usual. Which makes no sense to you.